Yo, what's up, guys? So, it has been a crazy past couple days in the stock market and in crypto. And I hit a couple trades, had a couple losses, a couple of things that I need to work on that can speed up the process of me getting to my goal. So, I'm just gonna go over a few of the trades real quick. The main trade on memes was this token called Apple, and it was pretty simple. Um, Basically, for those of you once again that trade memes, I'll just kind of talk and hopefully, if you trade memes, you'll understand. If not, you can just skip to the next part of the video. But so how I traded this was I was watching this all the way back here on the initial run up, and I thought that it was actually good because we were looking for some kind of charity runner, and Make a Wish came out a few days ago, and it just slow bled to zero because the Make a Wish people didn't respond to the coin or anything or endorse it at all. So yeah, this was the main token, and I thought, okay, Animal Runner, like, there's this new update, charity, and whatnot, so I thought it was pretty good. And at first, I just wanted to scalp it, like right here. I was looking to get in to a scalp, but yeah, anyway, then the next day, I noticed that it did this. It just nuked super hard to 800k, and I kind of like did some research and looked at everything that was going on. And what had actually happened was the main person. So this is a viral animal, and there's a charity. The animal, the fox or whatever, has like a disease or something, right? And it went viral. And the person that owns the charity, or like owns or not owns the fox, but yeah, the fox is their pet, right? They responded to someone's email about the coin, and she said, all of this kind of looks like a scam, yada yada, the whole normal playbook of this stuff, right? But the key thing is, she said, once I receive the funds from the charity, I will believe that it's real. And they already sent like 15 or 20k of funds to the charity, so I have no clue why people sold this. I mean, I guess it's overvalued here. If there's a chance that maybe someone, or maybe she doesn't endorse it, but like, bro, you know. So anyway, I started buying here, and I was waiting, like, if it went to like 600k, which is, I was waiting for 600k, right? If it went to 600k, I would have bought like 2k more, which is why I made like nothing on this. I only made 1k on this, right? Because I bought like 600 here, right here, and I was just waiting for it to go lower. But then Pump Fund tweeted the coin, and yeah, there goes my entry, right? So I could have bought, but the play is different. So anyway, I just decided to hold through. Because if I did get 2k in here, like I wanted to, then yeah, I would have made like 5 or 6k. But the thing is, like, just unlucky. Usually you'd want Pump Fund to tweet your coin, but not this time. And this is a good example of like the plays you wait for and you build your conviction, and then you like full size into it or put decent size, which for me would have been 2500. And yeah, I mean, this was supposed to be a size play, but and it ended up just being like a normal scalp or whatever. Yeah, and then anyway, she responded to it after she got the money. Oh, what do you know? you know. And sometimes, bro, you get these free plays like this if you just notice these things. Like, you remember in my last video, oh my god. Okay, sorry for the cut. A potentially Jenny coin just came out, but it was a hack. Anyway, back to this. Yeah, so I think I basically explained already why I took the trade and why the sizing is so little, but yeah, sometimes you simply just get a play like this where, like, if you remember the last time I made actual money trading memes, it was like the same thing. Like, you're buying for a specific reason that almost guarantees an asymmetric outcome, or like, it's either there's a lot of asymmetry and high probability of it happening, or it's just an insanely high probability of it happening. That's the only time that I make money. And if you get rid of high probability of it happening, it's insane asymmetry. Like, I have an example of an insane asymmetry. This was like my biggest P&L in one trade. The thing is, there was actually a really high probability of this happening as well, which was the cool thing about this trade. But I was buying it here. I bought 4 SOL down here. There were a few reasons why, and then I held through like all the catalysts and basically had an average sell of like 500k. And yeah, I made like 10k here. And this is an example of, like, if I lost this trade, I would have lost like $200, and if I took the same type of trade again, I would have lost $200. And you know, you get it, right? I could take 10 of these trades and hit one and completely outweigh all the losses. And so that's why these bottom bids are also like incredibly good. But yeah, so a lot of my bigger wins actually come from bottom bids. Like, this GoPro Cat was a bottom bid. Forehead, this was a bottom bid, and it was like asymmetry. That's what I'm going for. This wasn't a bottom bid, but it is a high probability chance of happening, and I thought that it would at least go 3 mil, and it went 3 mil. I started clipping here. So in terms of this, the only last thing on this trade is what I could have done better here was taking profit. So I should have been LPing. I should have opened an LP when the volume started like going up, and LP'd out, and then just withdrew my SOL as it converted from Apple to SOL instead of clipping. I think that's number one. But number two is, like, if I'm not gonna hold through a dip on this, because I don't think that this narrative is like that good. I think it should bleed to 0 unless the actual animal goes viral again. If it goes viral again, yes, this will go to like 6 or 8 mil even. But if that's it, like, the animal doesn't go viral again, like, the person already basically endorsed the coin, this isn't going to go very high. Obviously it's holding very well here, but in this market, in memes, you have to be like selling the first pump unless you have a really good reason to continue holding. And in this situation, I didn't have a good reason, but my thought process was, I think that this could still be a PVE runner just in general, and I knew that I would have to hold through a dip to actually get that outcome. But I wanted to also be in an LP at, like, while I'm just holding it, so I'm not just holding the coin, like I'm getting fees. And I kept LPing, like I opened an LP here, 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 and it just kept going lower. And then I opened an LP here, and then it just went lower again. And after it lost this low, I was just like, okay, like, you know, I definitely should have held, or just held the LP here. and held through this, because this would be like 200 profit extra on fees. But if I'm not prepared to hold through this dip, then I need to just clip out here before like US close, I guess. For memes, the US close, or at night, like a lot of these coins dump, right? Because people don't want to hold it through the night. So yeah, I should have just closed it here. I was debating closing it on this candle, and I was like, no, I'm gonna hold for a more asymmetric gain. And then yeah, I was like, okay, like it's kind of playing out how I would expect it to. Just only down, like Cupsy eventually sells, and this goes, and he sends it to like 1 mil, and then I just round trip everything. So I was like, you know, just give me the 1K profit. But yeah, anyway, that is that trade completed. And so that is everything for memes. Other than that, I like had a few trades. Yeah, I mean, an extra $200. Yeah. Okay, so now the rest of I'll go over the stock trades first. So I had ARM again, and this was like an earnings play. I mentioned this in my last video when I entered it down here, that I was trying to front run good earnings based off of like bullish PA above the previous all-time high. And so I got in here with like super low size, because at the same time I had got into Palantir and so I didn't want to be over leveraged, or else I would have added a lot more. But I still made 1K off this trade, and I decided to close before earnings, which actually ended up being, even though it did this, now it's way lower. And so with ARM specifically, I was actually hoping that it would dump off of earnings, and I actually created this box here to potentially buy into this tomorrow morning at market open. Because a lot of the time, like these bigger names, if they dump on earnings, you can kind of just buy the lows that it makes, and then it like slow grinds up. If earnings are just like as expected, which I haven't actually looked yet, but I will look. This is kind of what SNDK did. Like, it dumped on like expected earnings, and then this was really good because it was previous all-time high, but it made lows here, and then yeah, you could just get in. You know, really simple. So that was a trade, and then the only other options trade that I have open right now is APLD. This is a more this is another AI infra stock, and look at the chart. Yeah, I mean, every chart that is like ranging like this has a massive range, and it tries to break out. Right now it is the actual breakout, right? So like this wasn't the actual breakout, this wasn't the actual breakout, but now like these are like actually breaking out. So yeah, I'm just trying to get exposure, and I'm taking like small stabs. I'm not really sizing that much, considering sizing this like decently, but yeah, I'm not really sizing that much right now. Still, I'm kind of just taking small stabs and hoping for asymmetry, because, well, I don't you know, I don't have the most confidence in stocks, right? But some plays like this, yeah, I will definitely size. Like if I saw this down here, I would be sizing this super heavy, right? Like this kind of this level breakout here is way better of an entry than like above like this random like wick, right? But I still think it's good, and the PA has been very good. So, and then I had another options play that I'm actually in right now. I bought before earnings. Oh, I am in Circle as well. But oh shit, I think I'm stopped. Oh yeah. Also, Dell is going up for the same reason that APLD is. It's like the same kind of like narrative, except for Dell is literally going up because it partly has that narrative in the company, but APLD, that narrative is the entirety of the company, and it's going. It's breaking range highs, and everything is going up, right? This was another one that I bought before earnings. It's actually down, but I am risk free because I got in here, and then I was up 2x. So before market close, I decided to sell half because it's like such a gamble. And like, if this didn't go up, I would probably de-risk before earnings, right? But it went up. I bought into good PA. It went up. Yeah, that was the whole trade thesis. Trying to front run good PA on and before earnings. And yeah, this is just another like kind of AI related like interesting narrative. And I sold half, so now that it's at my entry, I'm actually in profit still, but I'm completely risk free. So I don't know, I'll probably close it tomorrow for I'm probably only up like 200, right? So yeah, also looking to get into this here. Had earnings anyway. The other stocks that I'm in are Nvidia. I bought Nvidia like off these lows here, so this was previous all-time high. I made these lows, and then now it's breaking above this level here. I think this is like the next significant level, and I longed, like, this is my entry like around here. So yeah, depending on the PA, I might genuinely just cut it. Hopefully I can, yeah, I would rather wait for market open tomorrow to cut it or not, like break even. Yeah, you know, now that it's pumped, like, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. AMD, yeah, fucking hell, Jenny. Crypto. I had some crypto trades. ZEC. I got into ZEC. What was it? I got into ZEC. And I'm still in this one. I barely even TP'd it. Right here. So yeah, I TP'd here. And then this was at night, so I wasn't able to TP unfortunately, but I'm honestly fine holding ZEC right now. ZEC is like the hottest coin in crypto, so yeah, not too worried. I think I'm up like 500 or 600 on it right now, so hopefully I can hold to like 1500, or I'm hoping I can just hold the all-time highs. Like my TPs will be I don't know what that is. This level, and then I'll probably basically full TP at all-time high, and if we reclaim all-time high, just straight slam the chart, right? I'm also looking to add into this. Yeah, so I'm looking to add, I don't know why I have these. I'm looking to add into this level. This is like super key high time frame level. This was a range over here as well. This is like the biggest high time frame level besides all time high, right? But yeah, so bullish on ZEC. Raton is going insane. I tried to play this. Got stopped out or whatever. I don't think I'm in anything else. But the main thing that I needed to work on was just taking like stupid trades that aren't good setups and not in good like conditions. I took like I think like I take like these small losses sometimes, and obviously I get a lot of like big wins comparatively to them, but I take a lot of like small losses on some of these. I think okay, so Dash was one of them, and it's like I could completely avoid this, you know. Zek was like popping off, and Dash is beta, and I was trying to like buy in here, right? But it's like, okay, would I have bought Zek at the same time? At the same time, Zek was like peaking. Um, this is literally just follows Zek, right? So it kind of goes back to the rule of like just never buy the beta, just buy the main every time. Don't buy it like the betas, right? Zek was either this peak or this peak, and I would have no reason to buy Zek here. It's not at any key levels or anything, right? So would I buy it? No. So I don't want to buy Dash because I could potentially just be buying the top. Um, and why am I buying a beta that has less strength? It makes no sense. Oh, it's less crowded or whatever. No, when it comes to crypto and stocks, what I've heard, what I've seen from experience is never buy the beta. Why would you buy the beta when you could just buy the best thing? You know, you just buy the best thing, right? If you're gonna buy the beta, like risk nothing. And I literally lost $80 here, but it's like there's like a few little trades that I took on different things where it was like there was no real trade idea or anything, and that was like 4 or 500 in losses. Bitcoin 81K was a big level, and I tried to long in here, and I just sold for no reason. I didn't hold to my stop loss, which was like, you know, a super small move away from where I sold anyway. And if I held to my stop loss, it would have actually been a profitable trade, you know, selling here. And then we get another bounce. It doesn't even wick below. You know, I would have entered if I wasn't negative. But yeah, I bought that. And this is like a good scalp, right? You know, when you're doing 5-minute, 15-minute hourly, or 5-minute, 15-minute scalps, right? Like, you know, we have like, it reacted perfectly off this line that I already had. And then we reclaim, come down to retest. The no 15-minute, there's no candle close below the level. And then it comes back above, and yeah. So whatever, dude. I mean, it's just small little things where it's like, if I just get rid of the like dumb trades, then I don't take the losses, and then I also have a better ability to actually hold my good trades. So yeah, like I play super conservative when I took losses on previous trades or I'm down on the month, right? But I mean, I'm up 2K on the month. So now I won't be sizing more, but I'll be holding more. Um, for example, ARM. If I was in the position that I am now, I would have held through earnings. Even though it is turning out to be the bad play, I would have held through earnings. So yeah, I'm not going to be overly aggressive. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. What I'm doing is working. I'm simply just going to start holding things longer and sizing things a little bit more, but you know, this is like the next play that I'm in, targeting 50 to 60, and I'll simply just be holding, going for like a 4 to 5K profit instead of like, you know, a 1K profit. Yeah, and so that's basically what I'm planning to do now, is just keep doing the same thing and simply sizing things a little bit more, holding, and hopefully I can get that 10K month again. Yeah, and I'm almost back at 100K portfolio. I think I'm actually like 1K off of 100K. But yeah, so anyway, market's going crazy. Those are the things that I'm looking at. To go over it again. Specifically, what am I looking at now? I'm looking at ARM holding this level, and if not, like we come down to here. But I'm looking for ARM to hold this level, maybe make another low here, and then hold that, and then give me a good enough entry at New York Open. Like not something where it's all the way up here already at New York Open, but where it's like here, around this area, and I can get in. Obviously, it depends on what SPY's doing, because SPY's literally been only upping as well. But yeah, so I'm looking at that. I'm looking at TIVA. I will get in depending on how the market open looks. And then I am in this right now. It's at my entry right now. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to get in, you could get in. And I will either add or maybe cut if it looks really bad on New York Open tomorrow, but I will add if we get some kind of bullish PA. I mean, maybe like just like this New York Open, right? Yeah. Yep. And that's all I'm looking at for crypto. It's not really anything still, right? The only other thing in crypto is the farms that I'm still in, which are giving good profit. And then I'm just going to be looking for trades as things heat up on chain in the meme space, like dips like this. Triple T is also just crazy now. I would be up like 6K. Yeah. And yep, that's everything.